Hello, Zimbabwe, and welcome to Zimbabwe Daily. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Tauya ona sitingori nekanyaya kati tatinarege kachingopfuura takati wozivi. We want to know kuti zviri kumbofamba sei. I have with me my co-host, Titi.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mommy. Yeah, Tankoya, and also remember we are in the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, so we have to make sure that we fight gender-based violence.
Yes, and it's not just the 16 days are just there to highlight on the need to address issues that affect people in their different spaces in relation to violence. So the 16 days are just there to highlight on the issues, but really the fight for putting an end to gender-based violence is an everyday activity. It's an everyday conscious decision that we have to be making.
Speaking about gender-based violence, maybe we just have to also talk about what happened yesterday in Mufakose.
I don't know, guys. I need to hear from people at Kumfakose kuti mukunzwa sei nezvakadai zviri kuitika, because some of us like how nyaya yevana inotondinetsa inondishungurudza zingaiti. And I had people talking about kuti why do you fall in love? You know, kana uri single mom, for example, or I mean, it's a desire munhu wese kuti aroorwe and awanawo wake wanoti.
And no one
This is
plans
not-
for things. Haungadanani nemunhu uchifunga kuti achauraya mwana wako.
Achazondurayira.
Yeah.
Pane mumwe akataura kuti zonyaya dzemuchono siyanai nazvo, and don't allow your boyfriend, you know, to provide for you. And
But boyfriend ikwadza kuti haisiro yainyanyoprovider, because if you hear from the people who were on the ground, they were talking about the mother going for a football match and she left $1 in the house for the kids, and the boyfriend came and cooked. I think he's also caring. He came and cooked for the kids. So chi chakazomuita kuti azoda kuita vana varara. So should we say it's the work of the devil, or should we say, yeah?
obviously pakatofamba Satani, but I mean, like, what could cause someone to stab vana? Okay, you've got a problem with your girlfriend, you have a problem with your boyfriend, but what has that got to do with children? Can't you just do your business? Kwamakasanganira navanangu asiko, zvamakataurirana zvacho, the promises that you made to each other, they were not there. So why take it out on the woman? And I saw a lot of people blaming the woman, and I mean, it's always easier to blame the victim. But chicho chakaita kuti murume asvike pakubata panga kucheka unga huku.
And it's even scarier because people said the guy anotengesa nyama yembudzi, and people were like, nyama yake yembudzi imbudzi chaiyo here. And maybe also when we are speaking about that, this also brings us to these sad moments that everyone else is in. As you all know that there is a journalist who died.
Fellow journalist.
Yeah. So hi.
Yeah, and she said to have been in depression. You know. Also, what happens is that the moment I'm not got quite a tragedy with Zoom Daily, you're all going to flood this platform. But can I teach you how that?
Tipe mari.
People don't pay attention.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's a fellow journalist who stayed in China,
Mhm.
and she did a lot of coverage to India. At some point, I was following her Facebook, and she does on Saudi. Who is this lady? Announce avoid, and I think I bumped into a video. Into a video that she did on the 1st of October, where she was explaining an incident that happened at work, leading to, problems in her marriage. She got pregnant for a man that she doesn't know who is involved and stuff like that. And she was now staying at a church and stuff like that. And I think the first thing that came to my mind, of course, I feel really bad for her. And the circumstances that eventually led her to like say, you know what, I'm done. I think I'm better off. That thinking, Ekuti, my kids are better off in these people. That thinking, we must not entertain it as mothers, because Mwana wako will always see you in that better light. They won't see the mistakes that you've made. They won't see the chaos that is around them. They'll see a mother and they'll see somebody that they really love unconditionally. So ndazwa vachitokuwadi kungofunga vana vako such as a decision.
Yeah.
And then again, there's the aspect of depression.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to reintroduce this topic here, mental health, on the platform just to help us, because sometimes you don't even identify that you are in such a situation, especially Susuma Africa. That
and I don't talk with that if in pamunotituma payoti and then munokavha kudzinamo and stuff zvinoita kunge zvinototi affect our a bit. And sometimes when we face more political violence, when you're covering a story or sangana ne-violence ikoko zvinoti affect. But I also like what Joseph Nyamayaro wrote on here as a comment. He says, after going through violent avoid this FB, I think people usually cry for help, but the society we live in is very busy in terms of, just to pay attention to somebody anenge atoposta achida help because anenge apererwa. Obva funga kuti maybe if I write something on my Facebook or on my any social media platforms, maybe someone achazvinotisa and
Yeah, again, there's that aspect here, that assumption, which I also think as a people we need to learn to talk about our issues, to really express ourselves. Because sometimes if I ask you, are you okay? Sometimes I'm sensing there's a heaviness around you, but I don't know what that heaviness is about. So if I ask, are you okay? Is everything okay? If you see someone asking twice, 3 times, they've really picked on something. But each time then, if somebody asks you, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? How are you doing? And you respond with, I'm fine or I'm good. What step do I take? Do I insist that you're not okay? Do I insist that you must have a problem that you need to talk about? We are very secretive as a people. We don't want to talk about our issues. We don't want to share. Okay, fine. You go on Facebook and you write a prose like the one that you did a day ago. And she says, literature gurus, may you please help me proofread this passage. Okay. So if I don't know you, I may probably respond with a literary review of whatever it is that she posted. But if I know you, I think the first step for me would be to call you and say, like, what's up? But if I don't know you've got issues, or I don't know that you're actually struggling with something, then this is just a literary piece that needs proofreading and no much thinking about. Somebody was trying to interpret this Chinese hieroglyphics. The Chinese writing and saying it said goodbye. Yeah. That's what it says. Okay, let me read. Ichirungu, Ichirungu. So the way I may interpret it may, because I think it was also in the third person narrative. So if you don't really know her, or you've never really interacted with her, you don't know that she's got issues, you may never pick what she's talking about herself. I'll read. We care for our friends. We feel the need to protect them. And sometimes they don't see it. Which is correct. We care for our friends. We feel the need to protect them. And sometimes they don't see it. So when I'm checking on you, when I'm calling you, when I'm texting you, I just want to know if you're really in a good space. But they don't see it. Instead, they take things for granted, not seeing the danger at play that not only affects them, but also the one who is fighting to protect them. If they say they do not care about dying, yet they claim that if they die, they will not rest, then they contradict themselves. Wouldn't it be logical to sign out before sinking in the inevitable danger? Maybe then they would realize that not everything is worth taking for granted. I think she was really sinking at this particular point. Maybe she needed someone to be really present. I don't know what the circumstances were like in China, where she's said to be based. Were the people there,
Not
for her, or it's people that you talk to, over the phone on WhatsApp or on FaceTime or something, which is also something that we really need to think about. How do we keep connected with our roots? How do we keep connected with people at home? How do we keep connected to people in the diaspora? Because sometimes you think as long as you're in the diaspora, things are all rosy. I mean, she also mentioned something in the video where she was saying, when things were okay, it was all about me and my things. So there's that separation that happens, when people travel. I don't know. I mean, even if you're home, sometimes we're so
Hama
disconnected
dzinongoignore.
from the world. It's not just the hama ignore, but even yourself. You just want to shut out, from the world, especially as things are really difficult.
Yeah.
For people, you just feel like I don't know people's houses. When I bigger, something. But people will do that. I don't know why. I don't know why, Ama. We do it. If I visit you once, twice, 3 times,
yoregera kuyazondiona then
next time that maybe I'm a problem, to
Yeah.
you, because
Uchingokushanyira wega wega.
utofunga kuti ndikufambira chikafu
But if chero ndikachidawo kachikafu. But also when you're also talking about mental health issues, I think also as a nation, looking at the economy in Zimbabwe, looking at what's happening right now in the political space, let's talk about Chabangu Chaiye. If in the community we're saying, but Chabangu anotibvisira vanhu vatakavhotera. How? So you just, I think as a nation, we
need serious counseling.
Yes.
Everyone now there's when I was at the passport office in the morning, everyone is trying to get a passport. I don't know what is it the thinking and putting in there $200 or something.
Yeah.
I think we just we've just created an environment panic mode. And then we make pronouncements that make people to panic even worse. And we just need something to ground us. We just need something to center us. So yes, is dying or killing the solution? That's the topic of our conversation today. I'm still trying to process that and really think kucheka vana vane mhosva dzei iwo kana wakaita mujolo wako why don't you komadi kupedzerana kweko kurambwa ndokuita sei kana usadiwa usadiwa zvoti wakatenga matemba mamwe zuro wangu wakabatirwa futi kunze utenge matemba
that you're committed.
Yes, you're committed. Look, it's okay. Let's open the next chapter. I mean, same fundisi then. I also realized that maybe we're not doing enough to really teach people on how to be grounded, what is your center? Because if you don't know your center, you end up just flocking everywhere. If someone coughs, it somehow affects you, which is a problem. You need to find your own center. You need to find your own grounding, so that so. I mean, we've had also cases in Chitungwiza where we stay, and gender-based violence is just increasing. Vana, they are not spared. Vakadzi, they are not spared. Varume, they are not spared.
Yeah.
Everyone is not spared. We even have if you go online and you see the anger that is in people, it shows why GBV cases are on the rise.
Yeah.
Maybe it can improve in terms of my policies. How do we even pronounce a budget that makes life very difficult for people? For me, I still need to wrap my mind around a lot of things. Like, how do you even come up with a budget that seems to take someone? I don't think I need to go 15 bills.
Yeah.
Why are we destroying people's livelihoods? If you don't understand the people's struggle, sometimes you won't even understand what a dollar would mean to the next person. $. In the ghetto, we know what it means.
Dollar actually. Yeah.
ukatobika sadza rako nesupu unongatogona izvezvi zvakuna mvura miriwo magadheni rikusiririsa. I'm going to do a short video for you guys, just in case you think we're animating these issues, and then you say we are not serious about life. Guys, people are working extremely hard, but we've created an environment that just
Mhm.
doesn't make people to thrive.
Yeah, and also speaking about people dying, you know, kuchitungisa kumastenze daya enano. Last week the wife.
Explain now.
Okay, so when you're saying mastenze nano, there was a time where the people from the ruling party could just like do my steps. You'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10, and say papa, and the next person do the same.
Okay.
So my areas ndokumwe kwacho kwakuzouya vachibvisirwa dzimba dzavo vachipwanyirwa because panenge paine the owner muridzi wethat place. So you're speaking about Manyame Park phase 5 kumastenzi wayo enano, and last week the wife died of cholera, and then this weekend the husband also died. And when you get to that place, unotonyatsoona as green bomber and stuff like that. So you're saying a population of over 500,000 people in Chitungisa, and without its own source of water, inenge yauya yachaimike. So
Problem after problem
Yeah.
after problem.
yeah,
Chaos after chaos. And guys, we already have enough problems.
mhm,
Saka kuurayana, is it even another solution? But then again, it all boils down to the culture that we've built in our country.
mhm,
And I think it's a very sad culture that we are building. We
mhm,
kill each other as if life doesn't matter. The sanctity of life is no longer sacred in our country. It's really unfortunate and it's really sad. And
mhm.
I think we need to get back to our original agenda.
Yeah.
Why do we want to build our country? I'm a community developer. And one of the things that I always say is what is important to our hearts is what we protect. Right
Mhm,
now, we
mhm.
don't have anything to protect. You know, we're just saying as long as Darana.
Mhm, mhm.
It's a sad, it's a sad thinking. Kuti tinongoti chero,
Yeah.
chikuru kufema,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
it doesn't feel like like takungorarama kuti tisvike tomorrow. At least we've got the will to live, which is one thing that I give up to my fellow citizens. Kuti the will to live is, that's why we wake up every day. Misika yawandisa because everyone is trying to sell something.
Yeah.
Kuti tirarame, you know, and we are thriving. Are we really thriving?
We try so hard, but hey, I don't know, Timara ibatike here and stuff like that. But you know, as we are also looking at everything that's happening, we are in the season of Christmas, and I think it would be good if kana uinazvo uchikwanisawo kushare nevamwe. But I'm also thinking about iyo nyaya yekuurayana and stuff. We look at Mufakose issue, we also get back to Mabvuku issue,
Yeah.
and you just imagine kuti vana vanotadza kurecognize baba vavo. We then go back to the Nyatsime issue where they are saying yesterday ndopakazonzi munhu abatwa aine mhosva,
And
and
the woman is still to be buried.
yes,
So
nanhasi
imagine the trauma that
Yeah,
the
kuti
family is going
kwakuvana.
through
Yeah.
2 years later.
Mhm,
We need to fix that. We need to fix our politics.
mhm,
And
mhm.
I'm really appealing to the conscience of our leaders to say, just take a pause. We're not saying buy power for the sake of kuona kubvisa. I think yangobvisana, guys.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
inyaya yekuti, what is it that you're bringing to the table? Is it in the best interest of everyone? Is
Mhm.
it in the best interest of the country?
Yes.
If we don't feel like we've got our interest at heart, we ask you to kindly rest and allow others to take over. It's not a crime. That's why I started regime change and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I think it's a process that when we said we are going to do elections,
Yeah.
we were saying we want to allow renewal every 5 years. We
Mhm.
want to allow new people to come on board and bring in new ideas, bring in better ideas.
Mhm.
But even more, I've also noticed that culture yekuenderera mberi nezvinhu, you know.
Mhm.
I'm sure there was a blueprint for Zimbabwe that was looking 25 years into the new Zimbabwe that we created.
Mhm.
We've never looked at that blueprint to consider even some of the positives that
Yeah.
are on it.
Yeah.
If you look at the manifestos that have been produced over the years, ZANU-PF, NDC, now Triple C, MDC,
Mhm.
NCA, and all the other parties, they've produced the manifestos. But in all the manifestos, I failed to connect the dot
Yeah.
to say where is the continuation of the good things
Mhm.
that the Robert Mugabe regime had started. Where is the continuation?
Mhm.
Now, with the new administration that is on board, are they doing the works that they're doing because they want to honestly improve the lives of the people, or they are just trying to, sanitize a situation and keep running the country? What exactly is the motivation behind,
hanzi vanovaka seivo vachingoisana paukama.
And those are real questions. Those are real questions
Yeah.
that are being asked. Tinoivaka sei nyika yacho kana tichisana paukama and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But these are questions that we have, and I know that a lot of you have got answers as well. Sometimes it's very difficult to verbalize some of these things. That's why we try to put them in cartoon format, so that we cause you to think, we cause you to introspect, we
Yeah.
cause you to interrogate the situations that are there. Let's critically think, let's critically analyze situations and work around rebuilding our country. Zimbabwe is for all of us. Zimbabwe is a beautiful country. We are blessed with so many minerals. And very soon you're going to see us going into the mining industry just to explore. To go into mining, and not just artisanal mining, but proper mining. We want to talk to people who are already in the mining sector, who are doing big things. We want to talk to the general people, who benefiting mining and stuff like that. We need to be woke, we need to be informed, and we need to move away from small talk, small thinking, small. Ndozvinoita kuti tifeel overwhelmed nemasituations, tozosvika pakuzviuraya. Guys, ngatisafe kumabvuku. Remember, we met that woman.
Yeah.
Akamwa mushonga wemakonzo. We couldn't record, guys.
Zvisasizwe,
Zvaitosirisa munobvozviziva kuti mwiri unoita kunge jelo.
Yeah.
Wakamira kudai wakagara kudai so wakasendemara, it's good. But the moment you ingest something that is poisonous, mwiri unoita jelo. We tried kuvasimudza amai vavo, zvaitosirisa, guys. Kumabvuku, I wonder kuti vari sei, because takasangana navo muroad and then we ended up using our vehicle kumhanya navo
kuchipatara. Yeah.
Paunosvikawo manesi acho anenge akatozorora chaizvo zvekutoziva kuti panapa tikungoyawo kuzotandara. And I don't know, I'm hoping that if I make my trip to Mabvuku, I'll just hang around. Handitozivi anogara papi. We did not even manage to exchange contacts because it was a very dire situation. Guys, musamwe mushonga wemakonzo. It's not worth it. Live to see another day. Zvinogona kuoma nhasi.
Yeah.
Ndikakuudza
hanzi mukanzisai nhamo dzenyu kumadziro unoti rega ndidzokera hangu neyangu.
Zvinotomboomawo ende zvinomira munhu wese, guys. Iwo pamwe kuoma kwako ukakuona kuti kuoma kutori nani panokuoma kwomwe munhu. I remember this other day, this gogo passes by and says, hauno kana porridge here rekuti nditye. And gogo nditori nesadza ndogona kuisira sadza mukutya, and she was very thankful. Zvikanzi haunoti uhufu here tokuti ndinobikira sukuru. That's how bad some situations are right now.
Yeah.
But tinofanira kungokushena, guys. Let's cushion one another. Let's assist one another.
Yeah, I think also remembering kuti ngatirege kurovana mudzimba, because this year tichitarisa macases varume vaimbonyarara, but it seems like the number of cases yevarume vari kuitwa violence. Yeah, because vanhu hanzi vakadzi maimborova saka makazoti aiwa da kutokudzorera. So guys, musarwe, let's be peaceful and remember to love one another during this Christmas as we commemorate the 16 days of activism against gender based violence. You can also get in touch with us. We can come to wherever you will be, doing your things. And yeah.
Yes, we are Zimbabwe Daily. So want to know what you're going through every single day.
Yeah.
And going through doesn't mean it has to be a difficult thing. Sometimes there are people who are doing the most. I give it up to some of my content creator fellows who are creating amazing content, showing us the other side of life and stuff like that. We really, really appreciate. And we know you are doing the most to keep things going, to keep things moving. That is sometimes ukaona kuti munhu arikuda kutongokurwisa, always choose peace. Just step away and allow them kuti vaite zvavanoda kuita,
Yeah.
anenge achizvicherera gomba rake ega.
Mhm,
We
mhm.
can only do so much, we can only advise so much.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, guys, please usafe. We need you. Zimbabwe needs your talent.
Mhm.
Zimbabwe needs your effort. Zimbabwe needs your kids need you.
Yeah.
We need you guys.
Mm.
Please musasvika pakupererwa zvokuti talk to someone. Talk to someone.
Mhm.
Ariko ari kutonzwisisa situation yako. And please guys, inini chinhu wandichondikadzidza muCovid-19 was, if God whispers something in your heart, just go ahead and do it. Pane munhu andikamudza kuti, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? Izvona ndikutaura kuti 3-4 times ichibvunza. Ndapekeja packets twangu twemachansi, twemaraisi, tushuga, chichi. But nekuti munhu wandandisingataure naye all the time, I couldn't give him that plastic.
Mhm.
But after a day or so, in just zvinongoitawo Mwari, taita iye kuti vakadzi vangoungana mumaraingadipota ende COVID,
Mhm.
vari kungotaura chichi, then this lady, she opens up, and I really felt bad. Because Mwari anga atondiudza kuti murongedzere umu. So the next time I had a prompting, I just took what I had, what I was cooking. The Lord said, what you are cooking, go and give to your neighbor.
Mhm.
And she sent a voice note at Chichimba, I didn't even know what you were saying. So sometimes, Marani Gashota and so, but we refuse to see.
Mm.
Where there's a need, Latungo, Maroti Batsira to town.
Yeah.
Your words can just be what somebody needs to stop them from taking their next step in very fertile.
Yeah. So from us, I think it's goodbye for now. We talk again tomorrow with news updates.